Hey guys, my name is Miss Kelly, and I am gonna do some early morning musings and just to see how that goes. I heard something yesterday that really resonated with me so much, and it was the concept of being a thought leader. And most of us are kind of aware by now how much our thoughts create our reality. And I don't know about you, but I want to live in a happy, awesome reality. So I'm going to share some thoughts so that maybe you can live in this happy, awesome reality with me and make some magic. So the first thing I want to talk about is neurodiversity and how it doesn't have to be such a stigma. I have been working as an occupational therapist with children on the spectrum and with ADHD for the past coming up on 15 years. And I think, right? Or is this 14? Anyway, it doesn't matter. And can we stop trying to make them be typical? Can we stop trying to make them be normal? Because that's not where the happiness and the progress and the awesomeness is going to come from. It's just not. We need to help them, give them lots of small little accommodations that are going to add up to big, huge things, so that they can reach their highest potential and live their best lives. And this is coming from someone who, after a whole year of diving deep, currently I am self-diagnosed. Whether or not I ever get the time and the money to go through the actual diagnostic process, I don't know. But listening to many people that have been diagnosed and listening to many psychologists and psychiatrists describe what it's like for their clients, I am 99.9% sure I have autism and ADHD. And looking back on my life, it's been like, and with the big life change that I had recently, as far as going through cancer and then immediately moving in with the love of my life and living with somebody else that is not a family member for the first time in my life at 40, however old I was, 41 years old, how that rocked my world in amazing ways, but also in ways I didn't understand. And come to find out, this is how people get diagnosed late in life. They go through a big life change that all of a sudden leaves them wondering what's going on. So anyway, I've started to learn about all these little accommodations that I am now making for myself, and I am continuing to learn and find new things that help me, because the things that used to help me can't. It's different now. Life is different now, and that's good, and I'm happy. But I'm also working to understand why I struggle with certain things. And let me tell you, these little accommodations I have made over the years intuitively for the kids. And this is why the kids love Miss Kelly and, you know, do well for Miss Kelly and show progress and, you know, are well behaved and all these things. I've intuitively taken what I've always needed in order to be able to succeed and presented things in similar ways to the kids, depending on what they need. And every kid is going to need something different. And it's huge, and I don't know how or where to start talking about this topic. But to me, it's huge. It doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so complicated. And autism doesn't have to be something so, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not understandable, which is not exactly, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, let's let these kids unmask. Let's let these kids be themselves, and let's give these kids the little things that they need in order to feel safe in their environment, safe in their body, in order for them to feel trusted and respected and valued and valid. That kind of perspective, that kind of approach will change the world, because you can apply that to not only special needs, but everybody. And I just feel these kids deserve a voice. You know, I know that I went undiagnosed for all this time because I was fortunate enough to grow up in a family that was very supportive and loving and accepting. And, you know, there will always be things that stick in my head, such as Kelly Francis, you know, stop sucking your thumb. Kelly Francis, put your tongue back in your mouth. You know, my high-pitched voice when I was super young. You know, the loudness, the thumb sucking was intense. But just, you know, my mom said I used to line up my toys and I could just play by myself for hours, you know, all these things. But I was still taught and encouraged and loved and supported, even with all my little quirks. And that makes all the difference in the world. And we all need this. So let's give ourselves and our loved ones a little extra love and a little extra grace and a little extra support today. And let's do a little experimenting and investigating on what little tweaks or little accommodations or different ways of asking or saying or presenting something, and let's see what kind of a response we get in return, because I think you will be amazingly surprised. I love you all so much, and I hope you are all having an awesome and blessed Friday. I know I am. And I'll talk to you again soon. Love you.